Yeah.
You know, when you click on the game, there should be an option somewhere. Maybe in properties or somewhere, but it's somewhere.
So going to Steam first.
See how when you right click and go to properties,
Mm-hmm.
there's a tick box for enable the Steam overlay while in game.
Oh yeah.
No. For ages I was playing that as well and didn't realise that was what was causing it. I thought it was just an inherent thing.
It's the wrong fucking game I've done that to.
Engine, it wasn't. When you do that, it just fixes it. Because it's really annoying, see when that's on, see when you target it and VATS, there's like a pause and then the percentages come up. And it's especially annoying, like say if you're trying to go in and out of VATS to check something or whatever. You wait constantly for that. Just a fucking nuisance. Oh. There's an echo of the audio on the stream.
What? Oh, was that not because I was confused? Yeah, that's because the output was on I didn't have headphones.
Yeah, it gets disappeared now. Was that something that people had reported or anything? Right. Well, that's good. No, your audio isn't on the stream, it's only them. Oh, and not like mic input. Yeah.
Skip this, I know how it goes.
Don't you want to hear that the game was rigged for the start? See how everything that you get here, shove it all in a box in his house and never looked at.
Whoa, easy there, easy.
Yeah, everything.
You've been out cold a couple of days now. Why don't you just relax a second?
Because it completely ruins the game balance.
Let's see what the
He gives you like a gun and a suit before you leave, so
can you tell me your
you do
name?
get stuff. It's just all this stuff you don't need.
What's my character's name?
I don't know. What name really speaks to you?
I was thinking James Tits.
Yeah, you could go with that.
I can't say it's what I'd have picked for you, but if that's your name, that's your name. I'm Doc Mitchell.
All the one word with a lowercase j.
Now, I hope you don't mind, but I had to go rooting around there in
Camel
your
case.
to pull all the bits of lead out. I take pride in my needlework.
Why is it called?
But you'd better tell me if I left anything out of place. How'd I do?
Wow. Right. It's actually beneficial to go a female in New Vegas because they have better speech options if you take the like women on male perk. Can't remember what it's called. And Black Widow, that's what it's called. And they also benefit more from the damage because, well, no, because you can get the gay guy perk as well, but the speech options weighs it in their favour. The gay guy perk doesn't really have that many good speech options, but the Black Widow one has some really useful ones. Plus, the Legion as a faction is like entirely male, and that gives you a damage bonus to men. The NCR seems to be predominantly male as well.
This fucking character creator.
It's balls, isn't it?
It's fucking garbage.
You know what gets me is Oblivion was out before Fallout 3 and New Vegas, and everybody looked like shit in that game, but the creator was good. You could make some real abominations in it. And I just don't understand why it's such a step backwards.
Well, I got most of it right anyway. Stuff that mattered. Okay. No sense keeping you in bed anymore. Let's see if we can get you on your feet. Good. Why don't you walk down to the end of the room? Over by that vigor tester machine there. Take it slow now. It ain't a race.
Oh, this feels great.
Good.
Ooh, looking good so far. Go ahead and give the vigor tester a try. We'll learn.
Let's see. Control sensitivity.
Right quick if you got back all your faculties.
It's a bit too sensitive, I think. Oh, that is a bit too sensitive as well. But yeah, I'll just make it default again.
We can chat.
Right, Johnny, what's the build?
Go right to the end on the thing when, like, all of them, you can change them all at once. You want 6 strength, just because a lot of weapons use it, it's handy to have. You want 9 intelligence.
Oh, wait, that's perception.
You want charisma at 1. I like luck at 7, just because, I don't know, I like luck being 7. Lucky number 7, now that. Then I would play around with the rest. And just go with whatever you fancy.
You need to tell me how to do it.
I don't know, it's up to you. I like a good amount of agility for action points, especially playing with a controller. And
We just put agility and endurance up by 1.
yeah, you could do that.
That's the build.
Huh. Must be some
The
frontal
most
lobe
important
damage.
thing is
Well, we know
intelligence
your
9.
vitals are good. But that
Well,
don't
that's
mean the bullet didn't
non-negotiable.
leave you nuttered in the bighorn and drop it. What do you say you take a seat in my couch and we go through a couple of questions? See if your dogs are still barking. All right. I'm gonna say a word. I want you to say the first thing that comes to mind. Dog.
Train. Yeah, done it.
House. Night.
I'm a wee bit behind.
Bandit. Light. Mother. Okay, now I got a few statements. First one, I ain't given to relying on others for support. I'm always fixin' to be the center of attention. I'm slow to embrace new ideas. I charge in to deal with my problems head on. Almost done here. What do you say you have a look at this? Tell me what you see.
What do you see?
You know, I've never been very good at these things.
I see a willy.
I've seen that butt plug.
I see a willy with a big mushroom tip.
Okay.
A really small one with a big
How
head.
about this
With a big head.
I've seen another butt plug.
Last
I
one.
was still listening to two guys high-fiving.
I'm not on that one. I know the one you mean though, because I saw the same thing.
Well, that's all.
I'm doing a weird
she
thing
wrote.
with like their legs down,
Don't have
just one
nothing to
hand up.
compare it to, so maybe you'd better just
a
have a
weird
look
squat.
at the results. See if it all seems right to you.
I wish that was an option for that one. In fact, I'd really like to make a mod that just adds that in. What skills are you gonna go with, man?
I'm not going with energy weapons. Instead,
Don't go melee in New Vegas. It's just not very good.
we go with survival.
I never do the survival stuff in this game.
Speech is a waste of time in this, isn't it?
No, speech is incredible, you need speech.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. The thing that's a waste of time is charisma, because it doesn't actually affect your chance of passing, it just affects like how many points you get to start. So all you do is level speech with your points and it's fine. Lockpick's a really good one to take early.
Guess that's it, is it?
Like if you were going to take lockpick
Before
or
I turn
science,
you
I would
loose,
take
I need
lockpick
one more
just
thing
because
from you.
you're
You got
more
a
likely to
form
run
for me
into
to
lock
fill out,
stuff
but I
earlier,
guess
and you
since
can just
your
level
medical
science
history.
like later when you
Just
need
a
it.
formality. Ain't like I expect to find you got a family history of getting shot in the head.
I would highly recommend both good-natured and skilled.
Sorry, I was just messing. Choose up to good. Good natured at heart, one solve problems.
The one with that is like, see how you're going to use pretty much all of the ones you gain points in, but you're only going to use a couple of different weapon types, so
Yeah, you can work
you're not
with it,
losing as much as you're gaining.
That's really
Yeah.
good, actually.
Skilled as well, I would say, because it just gives you more skills, and the debuff to experience isn't a big deal because the game has a level cap anyway. And if you're playing through it, you're always going to hit the level cap before you finish the game, so it just means that you get there a bit slower. It's fine.
Alright, I guess that about does it. Come with me, I'll see you out.
Remember to put all your crap in a box. Ransack his house as well, steal all his medical supplies.
What? I thought he went in here.
You've not got the Pip-Boy yet.
Oh yeah, sure. Right, I'm just gonna find it. Should search it tonight.
I always put that stuff in, see how in his hallway there's a wee metal case on one of the wee bookshelf things.
Oh, yeah.
Small.
Right, yes, that's easy to go to.
I mean, look at the amount of crap the game gives you before you've even given anything.
Oh my god.
That's the thing as well, see all the guns it gives you? They're in perfect condition.
Is that all the DLC is? Just weapons?
Nah, that's like my pre-order packs that the game came with that come in the Ultimate Edition as well for some reason.
I might go with
the DLCs.
Leave it at that.
Hmm?
I might just take the pistol and the ammo.
He gives you a pistol though.
Yeah, but it's still right here.
Yeah, but that one's really good and in really good condition.
Keep an ammo then.
Yeah, keep the ammo. But then all the DLCs for this are like separate areas from the main game with their own story and plot and stuff. They're all really good.
Cigarettes are valuable in this armor. Johnny.
Hmm?
Cigarettes are valuable in this armor.
Yeah, they're worth taking. Cigarettes and alcohol are always worth grabbing. I'm pretty sure they were valuable in Fallout 3 as well, but it was just money wasn't as useful in Fallout 3.
Can't see your stats with it, Pip-Boy, can you?
Nah. Why?
I was just wondering what my ship was.
Remember to use the chemistry set?
I wasn't sure of my level though.
I think with high intelligence and like good nature and that, you should have more than enough. That stuff. You might have enough repair to repair that gun as well.
Yeah, what happens if you don't though? Does it break?
No, it just says you can't
Ah, really? Shit.
repair
I was
this.
worried it would break it or something.
Nah. I think you're just incapable of even trying.
Oh, yes. Is it worth taking yeast?
Maybe? I don't even know what yeast is used for. Maybe you can craft stuff with it using survival. Saying I've never really done much with the survival skills, so I don't know how good or useful it is, or what applications it has with what items.
I'm not sure how to crouch either.
Click the left stick.
Yeah, it's not doing anything.
That's what it was for me when I was playing it. Try the right stick.
Yeah, neither of them are doing anything.
Hmm.
Maybe they're not mapped for whatever reason.
Oh wait, no, I'm sure when I was doing it, it was weird. It wouldn't let me do it until I was outside.
Here, these are yours. Was all you had on you when you was brought in. I hope you don't mind, but I gave the note a look. I thought it might help me find a next of kin. But it was just something about a platinum chip. Well, if you're heading back out there, you ought to have this. They call it a Pip-Boy. I grew up in one of them vaults they made before the war. We all got one. Ain't much use to be now, but you might want such a thing after what you've been through. I know what it's like having something taken from you. And put this on too, so the locals don't pick on you for lacking modesty. Was my wife's. I think she was about your size, and she hardly wore it after we left the vault. Felt it was too brazen.
Yeah. I really like that wee touch.
You shouldn't have gone through my stuff. I'd feel guilty if I chose that. That is quite funny.
Oh, I did that. Doc Mitchell's a nice guy, man.
Nice guy until he's dead.
Patches you up, gives
Don't
you
mention
free
it.
stuff.
It's what I'm here for.
Doesn't
You
care
should
that you
talk to
stole
Sunny
lots of
Smiles
stuff from
before
him.
you leave town. She can help you learn to fend for yourself in the desert. She'll likely be at the saloon. I reckon some of the other folks at the saloon might be able to help you out too. And the metal fella, Victor, who pulled you out of your grave. Anyway, you ever get hurt out there, you come right back. I'll fix you up. But try not to get killed anymore.
In the settings, can you set the autosave frequency? So you can, you probably want to set that to like as frequent as possible. All these TLC notifications. That mod that delays them is such a fucking good mod.
Yeah, I didn't see any options for that.
Nah, well. And the DLC notifications can.
Howdy, partner. Might I say you're looking fit as a fiddle? Don't mention it. I'm always ready to lend a helping hand to a stranger in need. I'm a Securitron. Robco Security Model 2060B. If you ever see any of my brothers, tell them Victor says howdy. I was out for a stroll that night when I heard the commotion up the old bone orchard. Saw it looked like a bunch of bad eggs, so I laid low. Once they'd run off, I dug you up to see if you were still kicking. Turns out you were, so I hauled you off to the dock right quick. Can't say that I'm familiar with the rascals. Some of the fine folks in town might be able to help you out with that. I moseyed into town, 10, 15 years ago. Before that, I can't quite seem to recall. Odd. Anyway, it's a right peaceful town, and I reckon it's as fine a place to settle as any. Happy trails!
Looks so much better than PS3.
Yeah.
Feels so much better.
It just doesn't run very well on PSP.
Howdy. What
Didn't
can
run
Easy
very
Pete
well on
do for you?
P60 either. It did run better than PSP.
The one in the fancy suit seemed to be calling the shots. That's as much as I know. Other folks in town might know more. Word of advice, though, if you ever catch up with him, watch out. The man's got cold eyes like a snake. Can't be trusted, I'd say. Was a prospector until I decided to settle here to get away from the NCR. Now we'll just take it easy and help out with the Brahmin and Bighorners. Nah. Means I poke through old buildings looking for working tech and such. Some folks just call it salvaging, but never liked the term. Way I see it, salvage means it's broken, near worthless. Me, I look for the good stuff. Guns, chems, spare parts. Good money in it. Nope. Had a pretty good claim once, way out east by the river, but got run off by raiders. Eventually got too old to keep going out. Don't get me wrong, the NCR's got a lot of decent folk in it. It's just that they make you part of them whether you like it or not. Towns like Good Springs and Prim don't stay independent for long, not if you've got something the NCR wants. Still, the NCR keeps the Legion away. They're slavers, led by a guy named Caesar, or Caesar. Not sure how you're supposed to say it. A couple of years ago, they tried to take over Hoover Dam, but the NCR beat them back. The Legion's got its strength back, and is getting ready for another round at the dam. My money's still on the NCR. We've been hearing stories about legionaries on the Nevada side of the river, so keep a gun hand. The dam powers a lot of New Vegas, and then there's all that clean water lying in Lake Mead, too. Meat and hide, mostly. Can't put a pack on them. They just lay down. Can find a bunch of wild ones high up in the hills, but gotta be careful. The machine? Harmless, no matter what Trudy says. Keep your gun handy if you go poking around some of the abandoned places around.
Cheyenne, stay. Don't worry, she won't bite unless I tell her to.
Sorry?
Do you trust Victor?
Not slightly, even remotely. I think he's a fucking sly scumbag.
Just a pig bot, man.
Yeah, I guess there's a thing or two I could show you. Sounds... Meet me out.
This is such a fucking shit quest. Ow.
Just fucking wrecking the place. Oh, don't ever go into third person. You've made a mistake.
Now, see
Could
those
just
sarsaparilla
aim.
bottles on the fence there?
Not help good
Take
springs.
this and try to hit a couple of them.
Nah, I want to get that then.
Are you going to help good springs or are you going to help the powder gangers?
I usually help good springs. Maybe I'll mix it up. But I would feel really bad with it.
That's the right idea. Look down the sight. Try crouching down and staying still. It'll help your
Are you
aim.
playing as a good guy or a bad guy?
Nice shot. Well, that's a start. But I don't reckon you came to me to learn to fight sarsaparilla bottles. Tell you what, I gotta go chase geckos away from our water supply anyway. Darn critters are attracted.
You get shit for completing this, don't you?
Yeah.
Follow me.
You get experience for help killing the things and you get, like, money and stuff for helping, some more ammo. Sure. You get a bit extra if see how, like, at the last well, like, spring place you go to. If you manage to save the NPC that's getting attacked by geckos there, you get more.
I remember, yeah.
So you should try and rush in and kill the guys as fast as possible.
How do you sprint?
Wasn't a thing.
Oh, sure.
You get mods to add it in, but the annoying thing is, see all the mods that add in auxiliary functions like that, like sprint or grenades hotkeyed,
Yeah.
they only work with keyboard inputs, they don't work with controller.
Oh, that fucking sucks.
I know.
Welcome to Big Dick Valley.
That's what they call my ass.
It really feels like I should be able to sprint as well.
Hear that up on the ridge behind me there?
That's just because
We
you've
got some
played
geckos to clear
any
out.
shooting game in
Bunch
the
of
last
little
decade.
monsters is what they are. Seems like Doc Mitchell treats more gecko bites than anything else. Let's see if we can get
They
a
had the
little closer.
perfect solution, see
If
how
we
in
move
Fallout
quietly,
4,
we can get the jump
just
on 'em.
tying it to your action points.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, you're on. Go give him hell.
Yeah, things look quite daft when they're diving. Did you pick guns or anything as a tagged tagged skill? Like how you got to pick 3 tagged skills at the start?
Is it worth taking Gecko out?
Yeah, they're valuable enough to be worth selling. At this point in the game, you should be picking up pretty much anything that isn't worthless.
Actually, just see.
It's nice to actually have clean drinking water in it, unlike in Fallout 3.
Yeah, it was weird. There is definitely a bug where I see some mad like white flashing thing over the screen occasionally.
I thought I'd seen that earlier, but I wasn't sure. I imagined
it
it.
kind of looks like when old film pictures would burn up and like white circles would pop on the
Yeah.
screen.
I know what you mean. Is there any like Discord overlay or anything that's turned on? Anything that could be messing with it?
That doesn't have that isn't implemented.
Right.
It's around here, isn't it? The NPC you can save.
Not sure. Wherever you're meant to go it is. It's like...
I think I went a little off track because you want to end up at the source, but on the way you want to kill a lot more geckos. I just thought I'd kind of get ahead. Go back.
Yeah, it seems to only be distant like objects that are doing that
Getting the
like
hang of it.
momentary white
There's
flicker.
2 more wells that still need clearing.
Is
you
that
want, you can come
it's
along.
like when they're loading in or something?
Shouldn't take more than a couple minutes, especially with 2 of us.
I thought I'd
Come with
seen
me.
stuff like really close up to the screen points.
Maybe it did. I was just
Yeah, I just saw it there. Reconnected apparently.
I wonder what that was all about.
I'm really impressed that gave notifications for disconnecting and reconnecting while I was in there.
Yeah, I just seen that actually on your screen. Reconnection successful. Yeah, that's handy. Very handy.
I can't find them. Oh!
Aye.
There she is.
Poor woman, murdered by geckos.
If she wasn't over here, she wouldn't have died.
Just getting water, man.
What was that?
Ah, hell's bells. There's not a day passes by I don't tell people not to come here by themselves. Some people, your word just isn't good enough for them. Then this happens. Well, it's a part of life out here. Best to accept it. But you did what you promised, staying out here with me. Here's my end of the deal. One more thing I wanted to show you. Thought I might teach you about living off the land and making useful things for yourself. Interested? Alright then. We'll need a couple ingredients to get started. Gonna want some xander root and a brock flower. Let me think now. I know I've seen brock flowers growing up at the graveyard, and I seem to remember there being xander root over by the schoolhouse. Bring those on back to me, and we'll get cooking.
If there's any missions that are kind of like any quests that are like the House of Ice.
Any missions that are what? You cut out.
So I wonder if there's any games in these that are reminiscent of the House of Ice.
You cut out again.
But said I wonder if there's any quests in these games that are reminiscent of the House of Ice.
I've never seen that.
It's worth a
Howdy,
watch.
partner.
It's probably shit. It's been a while since I saw it, but it's a creepy in ocean. The imagery's creepy.
What is it actually happens in it?
There's just a family are going through the desert on a kind of road trip vacation. And they run out of gas on the way, and then there's these kind of mutated folk that live in the hills and desert. And radiations like drove them crazy.
Imagine going about shooting praying mantises with a rifle.
You know, last time I spent forever going about this wee bit looking for this fucking plan. It took me forever, like hours and hours.
Really?
Yeah.
It's funny that she tells you to come up here because the two ingredients that you need are basically right next to see where she asks you to, where she talks to you, like near the springs.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's two of them there if you just go a bit further.
Fuck's sake. I'm gonna go in the school anyways.
You want to go in the school, there's good shit in there.
Yeah, there's that mad. There's that vault in there, isn't there? That is safe.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure the safe has a fixed spawn of a stealth boy as well. Super useful.
Oh, man. Oh, shit.
What'd you do? How'd you do that?
That was an accident.
You know, the mantises in this game do a lot more damage than you'd expect them to. Like, they're easy to kill, but if they manage to get a hit on them,
Last time when I played this, I thought the magazine effects were permanent.
oh, and had you just been using them all?
Yeah.
The magazines are a really good addition as well, they went in free. The skill books are permanent though. But I would always recommend keeping skill books until you get the perk that means that you get twice the benefit out of them, then read them all at once.
Oh, right. I need to keep that in mind. I'm very, very tired all of a sudden.
Maybe bed is calling your name.
You can unlock the safe through the computer, can't you? Yeah.
I think so. If you have the skills, it's better to unlock the safe first and then hack the computer, because then you get experience for both of them.
Oh, I guess you actually did double. Oh, it seems that I can't hack the camera anymore. It's broken.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Weird. There's definitely other saves and stuff you can do that with. At least there was in other games. I'm not sure. I thought it was the same in this.
You're saying that the plants I need are just kind of where she was?
Yeah, see her like down at the end of the Good Springs source watery bit?
Yeah.
This one's just a bit further there. If you're here, you may as well get them.
I can't see them. Same thing happened last time.
If you're here, you may as well get them.
I think there's meant to be music playing and it's just breaking.
Are you talking now?
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't hear you.
That's alright. I said I think there's meant to be audio playing and it's just breaking. This is what happened last time.
There's quite one there. Like, there must be. I don't know. Is it in the actual school grounds, like within the fenced area?
Yeah, I've checked all around there as well. Oh, wait. No, that's just some bad thing. Oh, wait. Oh, okay, you're in tobacco. It's not what
It's a sin to hide behind this heart.
And there was absolutely nothing inside the school.
Inside the school?
No, in the grounds.
Oh, right, it's fucking bad.
It's a sin to say that I don't miss you when people know I'm still in love with you. I'm sure you're happy with another who shares a love I why pretend that I can't do without you when deep inside
Yeah, I'm sure I've done this same thing before.
that it's a sin.
It ended up being somewhere pure obvious.
I'm sure that's what happened to me.
And I felt like an absolute dafty.
I've strangled
What is your like objective with her?
Get those 2 plants and bring them back to her.
It's up at
I know
the.
one of the plants are up at the graveyard.
Yeah, go get that one. You might find the other one along the way. Who knows?
Howdy.
One of the ones you're looking for is just like a kind of long, thin green thing, I'm sure. The Brock flower.
I think
And
that's up here.
the Xander roots, like in a weir thing. It's close on the ground. You know, bark scorpions are apparently one of the most lethal scorpions in the US.
Bark scorpions?
Yeah. I didn't know them very recently. I wonder what that white graphical thing is and if there's any way you could sort it.
I'm not really bothered. I actually find that interesting more than anything. I've noticed
Yeah, I'm
that
just
it's
curious
not
what
white
that is.
as well. Like some of them are actually like look like burnt colours.
Right. I wonder what it is. That's the thing, it's not actually a problem. It's quite intrusive, but
Fucking hundreds of the mad white thing now, like popping up everywhere.
I wonder what that is. Yeah, I'm seeing all of it.
You let the blues move in, now I'm moving out. What's the use in buying a car if you won't buy gasoline? Who we used to be, 2 under par, now we can't get on the green. I don't know where it went, but it sure went a-flying. Love's like dough that's been spent. Now there's no use crying. Tell me where can I go? East or west or north or due south? You let the blues move in, now I'm moving out. I'm digging it.
If I look on that site to see if anybody else mentioned the same kind of stuff. What is it you're on now, Bunty Minati?
Yeah.
What's the use in my
Though I doubt it'll be specific to Bistro, especially with Mandy, because there's so little graphic like
Right. No, it was just in case I seen anybody saying they were on the same.
Yeah, the same kind of pipe in general. I've gone through a couple of times, probably.
Must disable HDR to remove flickering textures. That could be exactly what's going on.
Yeah. I need to do that in the launcher.
Yeah. Something to remember.
You can see that being HDR as well. What were the kind of nature of the effect
Yeah.
that's happening? All those kind of colours and shit that are happening. Right, this is driving me mad. I just turn it off.
Yeah, maybe you should come back to the hunt fresh when it's not 1:30 in the morning.
What I will do quickly is go on the launcher and disable HDR.
Yeah, try it. I might need to play New Vegas tomorrow.